Recording. Questions for Cade McConnell?
Cade, as an offensive line, you guys are going up against a tough Missouri defensive line that has a guy like Zion Young. From what you've seen on film, what makes him so challenging to block against?
I think one good thing to think about is, we're in the SEC, so you're going to get a good front seven every week. A guy like, Zion, he's really twitchy. He's a big guy too, so he can go speed to power real easy. I do think we have the best tackles in the SEC and in the country, so, obviously it's going to be a challenge, and I think that, they're going to handle it in their own respects, and obviously the guards help them out a little bit with that too. But yeah, it's awesome. We're blessed to have an opportunity to play, great athletes every week. So yeah.
How much fun is this week, and how much fun are you guys going to have just embracing everything about this week?
Yeah, so this week's going to be really fun. I mean, obviously it's a blessing, like I said, to play on game day, and especially when you're so close with your team, and we're really all brothers here. The brotherhood here is ridiculous, so it's going to be fun. I mean, it feels like a week-long party that ends in a really good party. So
Sure. How cool is it just to be a part of something that has created like the momentum around here with this program, and now it's like branched out into the national scene, and everyone knows, hey, Vanderbilt's for real.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing, honestly. I think that the more eyes we have on us, the better we're going to play, and that's kind of what Diego's lived by his entire life, kind of being an underdog. And I think Clark Lee's the same way. Coach Lee is a genius, and obviously he came in here, he wanted to flip this thing around, and he had a vision from day one. And in life there's going to be roller coasters, but he stayed steady, and it's kind of coming to fruition now, so got a long way to go.
Obviously, there's plenty of talks this week about what this game could mean, for the postseason and playoff odds. What do you do, outside of practice, outside of film watching? What do you do, maybe personally or some of the other guys that, keeps yourself away from that noise and focused on the execution part?
Yeah, I think one thing that we do really well as a whole team here is, just focusing on the next day. So what we do is, we'll come in for meetings later today, and we'll focus on getting better for tomorrow. And I think if you have that mentality of 1-0 every single day, then Saturday will take care of itself, in that respect. Outside of football, we just hang out with each other. Like I said earlier, it's a big brotherhood, and everything we do is with each other. I think I'm with Isaiah more than I've been with my family in my entire life combined, so we're together every day, and you should build a brotherhood and go 1-0.
How did you find out that your video of you blocking had gone viral against LSU?
Yeah, so I was going to bed Sunday night, and saw the Joe Moore Award posted it, and so liked and retweeted it, whatever, went to bed and woke up with a lot of notifications, and someone else had posted it and it was kind of blowing up, so I decided I was going to delete Twitter and kind of get focused on Mizzou. And obviously hype is good, and the more, like I said earlier, the more eyes you have on you, the better we're going to play. So it's a good thing at the same time, but I think staying locked into the 1-0 mentality is really what we need to do. And but no, it's exciting. It's fun, obviously. It's a good time.
Have you ever been a part of a block like that where you flatten two guys within like a second and a half?
I don't think so, not really. But it was fun. I mean, I got to give credit to the guys around me. Like I said, we got the best O-line in the country. Jordan White next to me and Isaiah Glass. I can't really go wrong with them. So,
is there any specific, what's that specific blocking scheme dialed up for?
Yeah, so we just kind of had a slide protection, 3-on-2. And we had a drop to the boundary, so I'm handing my guy off to Isaiah, letting him do his job, and Jordan's holding his guy up for me, and just got to get it done.
I mean, when you go in to do your job, do you think that that end result is an actual possibility?
Well, you always want to go into the rep knowing you're going to dominate, and I think that's what Chris Klinakis has really instilled into the union. But yeah, I mean, you go into doing your best every single rep. So,
what's been your favorite response to that video on social media that you've seen?
Like I said, I mean, it was cool. Joe Moore Award posted it,
yeah.
And that's obviously like a big goal for the union, and that's like the biggest group goal you can get in college football. But no, I mean, I really haven't seen many. People have been sending me who's replied to it, but like I said, I haven't had Twitter for over 24 hours, and maybe later in the week after the game, maybe I'll re-download it and kind of look through what's going on.
You guys were obviously on College Game Day a few weeks ago. Obviously, the biggest difference would be it's at home this time. Outside of that, are there any other differences, or is it just business as usual?
Like I said, we really have just focused on 1-0. College Game Day, like I've been saying, the more cameras and the more eyes, the better we're going to play. Diego, I think we've really brought on his mentality with that. So College Game Day is obviously really cool. It's once in a lifetime experience. I think at the end of the year, we're going to look up and we're going to, be excited that happened. As of right now, though, we're really focused on Saturday, and it'll be a fun time.
Sorry, I got to ask about that play. One more question.
Go ahead.
So, is there another level? Like, if that's the bar, how do you exceed that for an individual effort on one play?
Yeah, I think, expectations, you just got to, do your best every single play. That was a really good play. Definitely one of the best ones I've had. And if I'm able to replicate it, then good. I'm looking to go out there and do my job, help the guys next to me, and, hopefully the result happens again.
When you watched it back on film, what did you think?
So I didn't really know the first guy fell at the beginning, and, we got to the sideline, and I was like, oh, pretty good play. And then I didn't know it was going to do what it did. But yeah, just going out there and play football.
You mentioned the Joe Moore award. What does that mean for the union to be recognized on that kind of level with Coach Cade, Coach Nady? What does that mean to be recognized in that award?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, there's no words for it, honestly. It's the biggest group award you can get, and obviously as an O-lineman, you don't get much praise. So when you get that giant room-filled trophy, it's like, dude, we did it, Like I said, though, we just, waking up, mission's winning, got to go 1-0. But that Joe Moore award, looking up at the end of the year, if that's in our O-line room, that's going to be a real treat.
Diego lets you get the big escape when you do something like that.
Yeah, we really like Chipotle, so hopefully he hooks us up with some Chipotle again.
Anything else, guys?
Nice. Thanks,
right.
man.
Yeah, appreciate it.